Hey, what's up, everyone? Strong Hand and Cuervo Negro here from Junkyard Fox. Thank you so much for joining us. And we are out here in beautiful Cloudcroft, New Mexico, and it's our first camping trip in like 2 months. So we are far overdue. Of course, my injury had me pretty much stuck at home for a couple of months, and I've been bored and miserable. So we're out here just enjoying ourselves, nothing too strenuous. We're just going to relax. You know the deal, get the campfire going, cook up some delicious food. We're going to be cooking some bacon cheeseburgers for dinner tonight and just relaxing, having a couple of cold ones, and enjoying all this beautiful greenery. So, thank you for joining us. Let's get started. So our tents have been set up. Now we are not braving the wilderness. We are in an established campground, Deerhead Campground in Cloudcroft, New Mexico. So if you hear a lot of cars, it's because we're right on the side of the road, taking it easy until, my hand gets a little bit better. But it kind of looks like we're maybe getting some rain pretty soon. So fingers crossed on that. Then, of course, we got Cuervo here playing his new guitar. And then next order of business is to get this fire going so we can start cooking up our dinner. And on the menu today is bacon cheeseburgers with a side of mashed potatoes, washed down with some cold Coors Banquets. What's wrong with this lighter? We got these little Tinder cheats right here. So our fire is getting nice and warm. Now, before we begin cooking, I do want to start slicing up our veggies for our burgers. So once again, I am one-handed, so it's not going to be the smoothest cutting. However, I do have this to my advantage. Some Primitive Bear knives. Now, these are not ours to keep. These are going to be a giveaway that I'm planning soon. Just a big thank you to everyone who stepped up and helped me out in my moment of need. And so these beautiful American-made handcrafted blades are going to be given away pretty soon. Now, once again, I don't want to ding them up, dirty them up too much because they're going to be a giveaway, but I do think it's cool to show them in action. So we got this bad boy right here. And then we have this smaller one right here. And I think this little one right here would make an excellent camp knife for slicing veggies, chopping up meat, gutting trout, that kind of stuff. So let's get started with that. Now, once again, it's not going to be the smoothest cutting just because I don't have a hand to hold veggies down. So that can get a little bit annoying. But I've already been one-handed going on 2 months now. So I've kind of adapted. All right, there we go. So Cuervo and I don't need that much tomatoes. So just a few slices will do. Let's try out this bigger one. Oh dang, this one's really slicey. Very nice. All right, let's try the jalapeno. Once again, I know it's not the smoothest cutting, but that's just not due to the knife's fault in any way. This is just my lack of dexterity, the fact that I don't have a way to anchor things down so they don't move with my other hand, but life finds a way. All right, so we got jalapenos, tomatoes. This one's going to be a little bit of a pain, but my elbow, I've gotten used to using my elbow a lot. There we go. Yeah, this onions can be a little stubborn. Well, folks, our burgers are cooking. We're about to enjoy dinner. Of course, by now we're already enjoying a couple of cold ones. So as always, thank you so much for joining us for delicious food, nature, great friends, cold beer, and all that good stuff. Even when life throws a curveball at you, you still got to make the best of it and enjoy life. So cheers, everyone. Cheers. As always, thank you for joining us. Oh, that's nice and cold. Oh, yeah. That's nice. Oh yeah, sharp cheddar cheese. So our patties are nice and hot. We got some sharp cheddar cheese right over them, so it's gonna get nice and melty. Now we do need some bacon. Now I do want to introduce you guys to my most used EDC item ever since I've been one-handed. I've been a Monko for about 2 months now. So this right here is my latest EDC cutting tool. Good old scissors. So just even opening a bag of chips is an absolute pain. So scissors have become my best friend, and I decided to go to Target and get me a nice robust pair. And so time to put these on the pan. Well, we decided why cook the bacon on the pan when we could just directly cook it over the heat. So it'll be nice and crispy that way. Oh yeah. Well, everyone, it is chow time. We got our bacon cheeseburgers. Look at that right there. And then on our side, we got lazy. We decided we didn't want mashed potatoes boiling another pot of water. So we just got some ruffles, some spicy ruffles. So that's going to be our side. And it's chow time. These were some huge burger patties. Look how huge that is. They remind me of, if you ever watched the movie Good Burger, back in the 90s, the bad guys, Mondo Burger, and their burgers were all gigantic. This is what they remind me of. But they're good, though. They're good, so. Oh, yeah. Well, folks, Cuervo and I have enjoyed our dinner. It did get a little cooler since we're up here in the mountains, so we got the fire stoked up, having a good time. And of course, we're just, catching up. I haven't hung out with Cuervo in over like a month and a half. So, of course, we're catching up and, catching up on old times. And we don't normally record these conversations because I just don't think people would care. But, just for a little bit, I'm just going to recap you guys. We're talking about music and what we've been listening to lately. And if you guys were so inclined to check it out, and let us know if you do decide to check out this music, and if you liked it or you didn't like it, that whatever. So Cuervo, what have you been listening to lately?
Well, I've been listening to this duo. It's a band called Meister Harmonies. The name comes from a movie from I think he's a French director. I'm not too sure, but the band is made of J.R. Robinson and Esther something. I can't remember her name. But she plays the violin and he plays the electric guitar. She has a more classical upbringing and he has a more like black metal inspiration. So it's a very interesting combination of classical and distortion. It's very beautiful and it could be very dreary but very intense and very melodic and smooth sometimes. But if I can recommend the song is I can't remember the name of the album, but it's called You've Always Meant So Much to Me. That's like 5 minutes to 10 minutes, I can't remember right now, but it's more of an experience when you're listening to it than just being decorative music. And I'm always a big fan of experimental stuff and combining all kinds of bunch of crazy stuff, but you could ask anybody. My I guess my listening
Habits.
is it's all over the place. I don't listen to a very specific genre. I love music in general. But what about you, James?
Well, I've been listening to this band that I haven't heard in a long time. I used to hear them a lot back in like 2008, 2010. The Gaslight Anthem. And this band hasn't, I don't feel like they ever got the break they deserved. They never got the credit they deserved when they deserved so much more. And so if you can think of like a band that's like pop punk, like Blink 182, but a lot more like living in the gutters, and you know they've roughed it out, but they got the music and the melodies and they make some great stuff. And I really like the band in general, but if there's one album that I could recommend, it's called The 59 Sound. And that one came out back in 2008. Outstanding. Outstanding album. Once again, it's like pop punk, like Blink 182, but just a little bit grittier. But their compositions and the lyrics are so deep. A song, Here's Looking at You, Kid, is such a fantastic song about, women that you've loved, girls that you've loved your whole life, and how they didn't work out, and just stuff like that. The 59 Sound is about a friend that died just down the street from where you said you were gonna go see a show before that happened and you didn't go. And it's just beautiful stuff. And these are some good songs. And recently I've just been listening to a lot of sad boy broken up with music, and I really realized how outstandingly talented this group is, and they just never got the break they deserve. So check it out, the Gaslight Anthem, especially the 59 Sound. That whole album is like from start to finish just an outstanding album. And so yeah, in case you were wondering what we talk about when we're just having beers around the fire, it's a lot of like music or Star Wars or action figures and books and that kind of stuff. So we're just a couple of nerds. Really. So cheers, everyone, once again, for joining us. And cheers, brother.
Cheers.
It's great to catch up with you.
Oh, yeah.
While we're hanging around, we heard something rustling in the grass over here. We found this little lady just eating. There's more I can hear. Oh, look, there's another one. And well, folks, that's about it for us. We enjoyed our dinner, had a couple of beers, got to catch up, have a good time, enjoy nature, and now it's time to get some sleep. And in the morning, we'll see you guys for some coffee and some breakfast. Y'all have a good night. And for today, we're trying these instant coffee Copicos. My buddy Shadow showed me these a couple of months ago when I was doing some winter camping with them. And they're pretty delicious. They already come with creamer and everything on there, so you don't have to bring extra stuff. So they're good for just on the go, you know. So we're gonna do that. Look, it's a miracle of the Lord. I can hold something.
It's decent enough. Pico.
I think it's pretty good. Now, it's not gonna beat the gourmet stuff and stuff like that, but when you're packing light, you know, backpacking something just to have in your haversack, this does the job pretty decent. So I like them. Okay, so before we start cooking up breakfast, I'm gonna start just washing up. I just basically keep it simple when I'm camping. Just mouthwash and face wipes, unless it's gonna be like multiple days. But for an overnighter, this is fine. And now it's time to clean my hand. So let's unwrap this. This cast cost me $80. All right, then. As with all wounds, it's always important to air it out so it's not, you know, gathering sweat and, you know, gunk and all that stuff. So for now, this is going to be simple. And of course, as soon as I get home, I would wash it. But this is my first time out in the field. And yeah, so the scar is healing up. It's like a little snake. And yeah, apologies, my fingers are all crusty. And the reason why it looks like that is because for the first month, I couldn't touch the hand. If I did this, it would hurt. It was just overwhelming, like the electric sensations. So I wouldn't really touch my hand as much as possible. I would rinse it and stuff, but doing this would have been nearly impossible. And so because of that, it has a lot of that dead skin flakes, which is really gross. But it is easier for me to like now that when I'm showering, I'm able to like kind of scrub gently, and it's not so sensitive anymore. But yeah, just a quick clean and airing out. As far as my progress, sadly, workers' comp is just an absolute nightmare. They are not there to help you whatsoever. They're there to cover the employer. And so even though I had surgery over a month ago, as of time of filming this video, I still have yet to start physical therapy because workers' comp refuses to accept it, because I do require a good multiple months of physical therapy, and they don't want to pay for that. So, yeah, one thing that I learned, guys, if you ever get hurt, hire a lawyer immediately. Immediately. Don't waste no time. Don't believe what your employer says that they're going to look after you. They're not. They're not going to look out. They're looking after their bottom dollar. They're looking after their profits. So, yeah, just don't fall for what I fell for, and just hire an injury lawyer immediately, because yeah, it's going to take forever. So once again, a month after surgery, I've yet to start any kind of physical therapy, and I don't want to jump and do some kind of therapy or do some exercises without a professional there, because what if I make things worse? Remember, so dealing with nerves, and they cut a tendon and stuff like that. And so once again, you can make things worse if you're impatient. So I'm trying to be patient. If by this week I've yet to get any approval for physical therapy, I'm just going to start figuring things out on my own, because I can feel my hand getting stronger, and I would like to eventually get some kind of full use out of this. So yeah, there's the update on this thing. Thank you, sir. Well, it's chow time. Nothing too complex, nothing too fancy. Scrambled eggs with cheddar cheese, a side of bacon, and I got a jalapeno because, of course, I had to. So, time to eat. Damn, that's good. Man, that is one hot jalapeno. Whew. Damn, that's like the hottest jalapeno I've had in months. It's good though. Well, folks, that is about it for us. We're all packed on up and ready to make our way back home. So thank you so much for joining us. I know this wasn't the most gung-ho bushcraft adventure of all time. It's something rather tame, but once again, I'm making baby steps as I make my way back out into the wilderness and filming and stuff like that. So I was just overdue for some fresh mountain air, the crackling sounds of the campfire, delicious food, catching up with old Cuervo over here. So as always, thank you so much for joining us. If you like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and comment down below if you have any questions, comments, suggestions. And also be sure to write us your questions. We will be filming an updated Q&A in a couple of days as well. So chime on down below, and we'll see you guys next week with another video. Now go outside and get your boots dirty.